Hello and welcome. Currently that of 7:53 p.m. Eastern Time, 16th day of January 2021. My name is Derek and this is the Money Charts channel. All bets trades within the leg. That's each his own risk and their own reward. Risk-reward management for me is always job number one. Let's take a look at Ethereum, and I wanted to show, and I totally forgot that, of Tezos against the dollar, so I'll do that after I'm done Ethereum. Ethereum currently in at around $1,230 some odd dollars right now, and pretty much at the all-time high levels that it was in here. And if we've seen this before, Bitcoin, it goes up, it corrects, and then it has a nice fast move to previous high. We'll see how it goes at this point. You can say it's up too much, but if we look at it from this perspective, it is just extended. I don't see it barely. It's starting to get overextended. It was extended in here, and if anything, it's barely overextended. And it wouldn't take much in such to do the 18, just a few periods or an okay price correction. But in reality, a couple months later, it'd have to go down like 50% plus 60% to reach the 18. It's had a phenomenal run. $90 was this low. We'll even say 100, but easily trading in the 150 to 200 range, like well under 200 even. But 150, 160, 170 throughout much of the summer from before. And now up 6 times higher and all that kind of shenanigans. That's what these cryptocurrencies do. And back in here, this is when we've seen it go from $10 up to 1,000. And this is when it was 70 cents. For the Theta people out there, just remember the Theta going to 1,000, stuff like this. Here's Ethereum back in 2016, 15 even as well. At under $1, barely under $1. 3/4 to 4/5 of $1 mainly. And then goes all the way up, and it's still not done yet, to 1,000 in this run. Leg 1 covering 3 months mainly, going from near $1 up to 13, and then it corrects for about a year sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, basically 1 year going sideways, and then it has 2 okay months to start. Okay months being 33 and 48% up, and then 3 pretty good ones. The pretty good being 211%, then 60%, and then basically 200%, or 3x. One, we'll say 60% for that one, and then 3x again. So 2 3x months. And overall, over the span of, at the time, a half a year or so, $8 and change up to 300 or so. And then a little bit of sideways consolidation up to really 12. So this was the start of 2017. Yeah, we're going to open the year at $8.05. And then we'll close the following month. 13 months later, we'll close at 1,100. Okay, that's just over 100x move. That's just what it does. And that's when you want to think, oh, is it overextended or so? Well, you could have said back in here that you even thought that this could have been overextended at $20 from like 6, or even on the way up. Oh my goodness, $50. That's just up too much. We were at like 7. $50 is up too much, and then next thing you know, you're at 300. And what were you thinking? And then people keep on calling tops at $100, 200, 300, and they'll keep always doing that. It's just the nature of people, as it goes. When you look at this on the weekly term time frame, we can see it's overextended, but intra-period, okay, we got this. You can see this line in price action that's came down. So within the period, we can see it's already corrected. Just yada yada. And that's kind of an interesting aspect. And this is where the shorter term time frames are like, oh my goodness, this is interesting. They're even better against Bitcoin too. But against the daily term, we can see 3 periods within the 18 in this correctionary phase. It did hit the 18 average of lows in here, but it's looking pretty damn strong right now. And amongst the 4-hour term time frame, a breakout attempt in here, successfully correcting the 18. Another breakout attempt with a little bit of a correctionary phase, but holding this move relatively nicely. And on the single hour term, just yada yada. But let's just switch this up now to against the Bitcoin. And it's about 3 1/3% of its price at 0.0339 right now. And hourly time frame will now just keep on going a little bit higher. But on the, this is where it gets very interesting. Because we have support. Big here. 3 a.m. This price is the 230 handle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 periods it takes. Go from 230 to 340. Differential of about 110. About a 40+% move. And this is Ethereum, the second biggest coin there is. The bigger the coin, the less bigger their moves will be when they're big. But and then a lot of coins will crush that number of, and a good portion of a decent portion of a day you got like not even close to 100% gain. Okay, whatever. Because all these other coins that are ranked 82 and 41 and 150 and whatnot, they go up 3x in a day and 5x in a day. That's just what they do sometimes. But as that goes, we got resistance that hits, and how this nice little sideways continuation, an attempt to get back again there again a few periods later, not quite. Then again here in attempt number 2, retest attempt number 2, and third time there. Then a decent correctionary phase, establishing a level of support. And then an amazing retest, test number 4. And then the established support was correctly tested and held again. Test number 5 in play now. Within test number 5, it practically got up to it this morning on the 7 stamp. We've had 2 completed periods already. We're 1 quarter into this one, 3 hours left. So it's holding this move to the level of resistance that I always pull quickly back from. So that's ensuring signs here. But this daily term time frame, I'm again textbook worthy maybe. It comes with resistance, support. Back in here, back again. And now it's doing this again. It's doing it with the failed breakdown below beforehand. It's just one of those how do you do sort of situations. As far as how this goes on the weekly term, this is resistance before now becoming support at around the 0.026 area. And this level of resistance, it sure to me looks like is going to be tested. This is from August of last year. Really, really soon. And here's a chart that's up against all-time highs against its dollar right now. And it's just going to have to try to catch up against Bitcoin that used to be over 10% of the price. Again, now just a little over a third, or 3%. 1/30th? 3 1/3%, yeah. 3 1/3% after being at like 12. All right, let's now look at, so yeah, to me this looks like a fantastic setup as we see going down, declines. So stage 1, band flatten out basically, which is neutralize the situation. Stage 2, establish resistance, which is attempt to break out again, which is what it did here. And then correct that move, which is stage 3, come back to the band, most certainly, and doing so at the 18 lows. And then you want to exit out of it. Okay, there we are. So now the attempt to get it going and to confirm the bull market on this, basically going around the 415 handle, I would think, 415, even 420, 425. And then at that stage, it's like, okay, bull market territory. You'd be you'd at least be expecting to like higher. That was really what that would be. If you see it go to like say 425, you'd be okay. Next target's like somewhere around here, like 62 or 65, 68. And then that's the potential level of resistance. Then after that, previous high. Then after that, you're talking about upside levels. So you're, let's go to Tezos next. And I put these lines in a while back ago, and they definitely represent that of Fibonacci. This being a 23%, pretty much in here, not shown. 38.2, 61.8, and 76.4 from this low to this high. Therefore, for the rally, which started at under $1, to this high, for it to be a valid one, this trend line obviously broke. Then we have this downtrend line. So you have an inter-trend move. So for it to be successful, and this 61.8 has to hold and stay above it. Well, it hasn't even touched that level. Close, but no. And it had a decent amount of time where it looked like here's going to break down and go there, and never happened. But We did resist this $3 or so level. What's the exact? It's around that price. I don't know what that number is. I'll see it when we look at the shorter term, I suppose. But it was resistance here, pull back and resistance again, and it was resistance last period and this period. And this is a weekly chart, so this is a very, very strong situation. The more likely a test areas, but we can see in here, and we're going to see it better on the shorter term. But you had this attempt and you corrected it well. You held and stayed in the previous area of support. And a lot of times I like to say, is there a failed move before a real big one? And well, this is a failed move. So a big move would be at least a break north of 4.5. And even something to consider is this low is like noticeably barely under $1, and this high is barely over 4. So what, a 5x move? That's like child's play in the cryptocurrency realm. To the stage where it wouldn't surprise me if you look down at this and this is just a small bit move. Seeing this go to 50, yeah, I mean, that would not surprise me. And that could happen like 8, 12, 16, 20, 40, 30 weeks. That's how fast these things can move. Okay. So to me, the weekly looks very positive. On the daily term time frame, I'm looking at this all for the first time. So, I mean, look at this. This is just luck. I don't know how exact these numbers are. I mean, I'm trying to, what's this, like 293 it looks like? I mean, its price is like so hard to read. 294, okay. So it comes up to 295.1. I mean, it just does what it does. So the instant sell-off followed through with an instant reversal amongst its sell-off, and it's already traced like 130% or gotten above its previous high. We can see in the session that occurred on Saturday that it managed to break the high. Highs not seen since like the start of September. And then it's pulled back a little bit. So intraday type moves have had and here we can see here 3 red candles rather in a row down to meet the 18 average of highs after such a spectacular run. And what you notice about this is it broke you can't see it, but it would have broken a resistance line in here, especially within this period here. So now that's a spark of either, oh my goodness, this is something big. Because yeah, it's either the failed break it or the start of a new move. Because you break the resistance, just connect any of these lines from this low to this low in here. So you've broken it and then you pull back immediately, but you're keeping the trend going. So if you have that happen, you come back to like the area of the trend line of support, and you start lifting higher. If it does this within the next few, like today, and we start to see within this next 3 periods on this time frame how it's starting to break out higher in that time, and then you see it breaking established resistance at 3.25. I mean, we could be looking at like 6, 7, 8, 9 in like a quick period of time. Definitely 5 is like you had a child's play for a big move. And of course, big either way. If this thing falters and we start to see weakness, we could be seeing this thing go down to like 2.5 pretty fast or something. But I would be, given the state of how the crypto market is right now, I think the buyers are in good long-term control of this market right now. We'll see. I think it's the start of a nice dartboard rally. Now, as far as any significant Fibonacci is concerned, I think you could consider the $2.05 lows and these $3.19 highs. If it's going to do it, but we can see that the trend line that connects to this little area hasn't even tested it here. I'm not drawing up. I can just tell by looking at it that this pierced above the trend line by just a little bit. So it still hasn't done anything yet to break any of this kind of uptrend. I think Tezos is really live soon for very fantastic gains. Of course, what you do is your own risk, your own reward. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great weekend. Bye-bye.